Good evening, YouTube. She got J Crew to you, coming at you with another video here at the end of the day here on April 3rd, 2023. I want to come at you with a quick video regarding something that's been in the spotlight for the past couple of days. And and it's kind of unusual that it's getting this much press, so it depends on how you look at it. It could be both good and bad. Uh, Women's college basketball is always going to be second to men's college basketball and other men's sports because some people just don't see it as women being as talented as guys because of their lack of physical traits and maybe the lack of smoothness and technique that they have. So usually women's sports don't get as much press as this guy for the past couple of days. So sometimes it may take a controversy for that press to come, and probably unfortunately, at least in my mind, the controversy has arisen from this past weekend's women's college basketball final. There were two college basketball teams in the final, as you could obviously understand. It was the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the LSU Tigers in the national game. And one of the most, and there were two players that have come to prominence because of an incident that took place. Let me just kind of start. And let me say this. I'm not saying I've been following these girls like the whole time since they've been in college. So I'm just kind of getting used to hearing their names over the past couple of days. The first girl I'm going to talk about is a girl who played for the Iowa Hawkeyes basketball team. Her name is Caitlin Clark. And in this little photo right here, this young lady with the long dark hair, tied back in the ponytail, that's Caitlin Clark, number 22 for Iowa. Throughout the NCAA tournament, Caitlin Clark basically was lighting it up. She was a chick that looked unstoppable at certain points, and she was really, really just one of the more prominent players as the tournament went on. Also, what began to happen is that Caitlin began to become known for doing the gesture towards, just the crowds and the other team in general called the "you can't see me" gesture. And this gesture has been been around for a while now. It's a gesture basically where somebody takes their hands and they're put in front of their own face and they just kind of wave it from side to side in their own face, saying basically you can't see me. That meaning you can't touch this, you can't get none, I'm better than you. You can interpret it like you can say the same thing in several different ways, but it basically means that I'm better than you. You can't really touch me right now because I'm so good. Miss Caitlin Clark had been doing it throughout the tournament, and the way it was portrayed by the media was that she's full of swagger. She's cool. She's a great teammate. She's a leader. She's stepping up for a team. And I personally saw nothing wrong with that on my end. I saw nothing wrong with Caitlin Clark doing that. So, I thought it was kind of cool that you would see, a girl out there with swagger, letting other people know, hey, man, I'm getting down right now. I'm out here scoring and we out here stomping y'all in the mud. And the thing about it was portrayed as if, it was a good thing. It was positive. She's very confident. And that's how I saw it. Well, eventually Miss Caitlin Clark eventually got to the point in the season where, obviously you got to play the college basketball final. And what has happened in this college basketball final was that they played against the Louisiana State University Tigers. And one player that she played against was called Angel Reese. Angel Reese was a forward. She is a forward, for LSU. And she's the young lady to the right in this picture. You see Caitlin Clark to the left, who's kind of blurred. And Angel Clark is there on the right. At the end of the game, I believe it was yesterday evening, when LSU defeated the Iowa Hawkeyes, Angel basically kind of did that gesture kind of right back to Caitlin Clark. She did directly at Caitlin. And so, I didn't really personally see anything wrong with it. But the rest of the media, I'm not going to say the rest of the media, but some people in the media and some people out there in the internet have turned this kind of ugly and turned it into an incident that I don't think is very necessary and that is shameful. When Angel Reese did that, she basically let people know to me what Caitlin Clark was doing. She's very confident. We beat y'all. You can't get none. What's up? But in the national media, it was painted differently when Angel Reese, who is black, and Caitlin Clark, obviously who's white, did this gesture. As I said a few minutes ago, When Caitlin Clark was doing it, oh, she's a very confident young lady. She's on, she's popping, she's cool. But when Angel Reese did, okay, she's disgusting. She's a low life. Uh, there was a guy, I think it wasn't it Keith Olbermann. I think he used to be on ESPN years ago. He may still be on it. I'm not sure. He's a sports commentator. I think he may be independent now. He had put, I believe, on his Twitter or somewhere on his social media, that Angel Reese was an effing idiot, and you know what F word I'm referring to. He even wrote that on there, and I'm like, and there was a lot of other people that came out and they said the same thing about Angel Reese. And I thought it was just terrible. I thought it was just ridiculous that they was talking about Angel Reese like this. I'm gonna try to find some of these other comments while I'm talking here about Angel Reese. Cause I thought it was just horrible because again, to me, it just illustrates how things are treated differently when you talk about both black athletes and white athletes. You know, I just thought it was ridiculous. Cause I was trying to find some comments about that, like on social media. Mm-hmm. Either way, I feel like that's what happens sometimes in our country. Sometimes when people see athletes of different ethnicities doing things, they treat their reactions kind of differently depending upon who it is. With Angel Reese, like I said, she was disgusting. She was people call her an effing idiot, like Keith Olbermann did on the internet. And but when Caitlin Clark was doing it, oh, she's super cool. She got swagger. And as you see right here, I'm about to go to our next stage of this conversation. And Angel Reese, I think she was asked about it like after the game when she was doing her press interviews and they were celebrating their win. And I love what she had to say. To me, Angel Reese showed some swagger of her own by the way she answered these dang questions. Cause she know people didn't like her, like in terms of how she came off.
Hyundai Palisade versus Honda Pilot. Look what Palisade has and what Pilot doesn't. Hyundai Palisade wins every time.
Excuse the volume. I didn't mean that to come on. But either way, what it highlights is a double standard. It's a double standard is really what I'm trying to get at in terms of how black and white athletes are treated. Angel Reese in her post press conference or her post game press conference said, "Well, you know, I don't fit your narrative," and she was just speaking to anybody in the media. I don't fit y'all's narrative. I wear my hair the way I want it. I wear nails. I got long eyelashes. I got a few tats here and there. Basically, Angel Reese was unapologetically black. Is what she was saying. She didn't use those words, but she's unapologetically black. That's what black folk do. When we got there, we do anything in this world. More black people I know, you like to be you like to look cool. You like to be in style, so to speak. And with Angel Reese, she kind of reminded me, at least for what she was saying and how she come off, kind of how Florence Griffin Joyner, the now deceased great sprinter from the 1980s for the United States of America. If you remember Florence Griffin Joyner, she would have long fingernails, wild hair, and she would have like out, sort of like spruced up looking track outfits when she walked out there. She kind of put her personality into what she was doing in sports. And Angel Reese basically was doing the same thing along with the rest of her teammates. They putting swagger in, but all of a sudden they call ghetto, classless, like I said, effing idiots by people like Keith Olbermann. And all of a sudden, a lot of people out there in white America don't like them. When this black athlete showing swag, all of a sudden they got a problem with it. And I just think that the best response to that, if I don't even gonna say the fans, but if on the floor, if you don't like what somebody's doing, if you don't like how they gesturing towards you or how they been talking crap long before they play you, what you need to do is to go out there and shut them down athletically on the playing field or the playing court, however you want to say it. Shut the other team down doing all that trash talking, all that gesturing. LSU shut all that down. I think Caitlin Clark still had a good game. I believe she may have had like 25, 30 points. But LSU really kind of turned into a rout as the game went on. They played good defense for the most part, and they won that game out. They shut Caitlin Clark down. No, and this is no shot at Caitlin Clark. Let me say that. I love, as I said before in this video, I love what she was doing. She's showing swagger. I like that. I think that's part of sports. But it's just how the media treats it when it's a white player versus a black player. It's the media I'm really coming at, not Caitlin Clark. I'm not really coming at her. And I think it's just a shame that that game was just remembered for more than, Angel Reese's follow-up gesture to Caitlin Clark's gesture that she had been doing throughout the tournament. I think it's a shame because them women play hard. And it's a shame that, Angel Reese had to go put a mirror up to the side and say, here, if you perceive me as this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be myself. I don't care what you think. I love what she was saying. And I think a nickname that Angel Reese developed called the Bayou Barbie. It's there's some people that think she cute. You know what I'm saying? They think she looks real nice. She looks okay to me. She's 6'3". I'm like, she a little tall for me. But she's 6'3". She look all right. But I like her confidence or her swagger. I like how she came off. She defended herself convincingly in those post-game press conferences. I thought those words needed to be said. And what this takes me back to is how another star athlete, a guy who was an incredible athlete back in the 90s, was treated when people first were exposed to him, is Allen Iverson. For those of you who don't remember Allen Iverson, he was a staggeringly gifted athlete who came out of Virginia. And he played college basketball at Georgetown. When he got to the NBA and played for the 76ers, like in the late 90s or early 2000s, he got a lot of tattoos. He started wearing cornrows in his head. And a lot of people out there in the media saw Allen as a thug. They saw him as a street punk. But what it was just Allen expressing himself. I didn't look at him as he's trying to portray a thug. No, he was just expressing himself through, creative hairstyles and creative tattoos. There was nothing wrong with him to me. I thought he was cool. And I think to see this issue still being brought up like 25 years later, to me is crazy. 25, 28, 29 years later, this is crazy. Like they still kind of treating black athletes that they wrong for how they come off. And let me say this, it could have been some fisticuffs, but it wasn't. It was just some hand gestures. It wasn't the middle finger. It was Angel Reese saying, we shut down that swagger. As you can see, she's putting her finger over, her hand that has like the 5 extended in this picture, meaning that we shut that down. And I loved it, and there was nothing wrong with it. It just shows you that while we made some progress in society, we still got a ways to go, man. Either way, shout out to Angel Reese and Kate, and Caitlin Clark, the both of them. Those young women have had fabulous seasons, and hopefully we'll see them again. Because this is how robberies are created. I love this type of stuff. If you're not used to seeing this stuff, you're disgusted by it, welcome to sports, or either just start watching sports because you're gonna see trash talk. You're gonna see that. Either way, she got J. Crew to you. Signing off for the night. Y'all have a good one.